Across all levels of chess, one of the most common openings is known as the Italian game. The game begins with e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, and bishop to c4. In today's video, I will teach you two unorthodox and unique way to play against the Italian opening to punish your opponent if they don't have an idea what they are doing. This can be tried out in shorter time controls such as blitz and bullet to gain an early edge in the game. So, hey guys, welcome to IQchess. Hope you're having a fantastic day and thank you so much for joining me in this video. The first opening in our list is known as the Blackburn Shilling Gambit, which begins with the move of knight to d4. This is a gambit because you are sacrificing a pawn, enticing white to come and grab it. So, first let's discuss what if black takes you. What if white takes you? Here, we will play queen to g5, forking the pawn and the knight. Now, if white just goes idiot, that's a fork. Well, definitely that's an idiot, but it's not us because after the move of queen takes g2, the rook is hanging and the pawn is hanging. Simple. Rook f1. Queen takes only for check. Blocking with the queen would mean losing the queen. So a lot of players here play the move of bishop to e2 and see if we can spot the winning move for black. He's checkmate in one with the move of knight to f3 mate. That is a beautiful smothered checkmate. The king is smothered to death by his own pieces and the bishop can't take because of this pin. Do let me know in the comment section below if you have ever won a game like this or with a smothered mate in general. I certainly have and it feels amazing. So let's come back a bit all the way to this position after we play queen to g4. If white realizes the mistake and plays the move of bishop takes on f7 check, here we play king to d8 stepping away, and all of a sudden that's a problem. The problem is the knight is hanging and the pawn is hanging, and there is no way to guard the both. Well, that is one move, which is knight to g4. Just defending, the knight is defended by the queen and the pawn is being blocked. The vision of the pawn is blocked. Here we play the move of knight to h6, a super tricky move. You have to remember this. The point is, if black takes, we are not taking the knight back. We are going queen takes g2 once again. The rook is hanging, the pawn is hanging, the knight is hanging, and the king is hanging ultimately. And it is +7 with best play. So yeah, this is not going to work out for white at all. So the whole variation with knight takes on e5 is disastrous for white. What if white grabs our knight instead? Well, here we have little tricks to play. We will recapture, and after white castles, we play c6, trying to play d5, rook to e1, and d6, preventing the push of e5. You can follow it up with moves like knight to f6, bishop to e7. This bishop can come out to d7 or d6 to trade. Castle on the king side, expand on the queen side eventually with moves like a5, d5, and a4, taking advantage of this bishop. And at some point, we can break the center with the move of d5. Although this position is equal, you do not have an advantage. It is still a really unique position to play with, and especially if white doesn't have an idea what they are doing, they will lose the game pretty much always. Okay, let's come back. That was the Blackburn Shilling Gambit. The next up in our list is known as the Rousseau Gambit, which is also a very unexplored variation. Not a lot of people know about this. The whole point is again you're gambiting this pawn on f5. So we'll first begin our discussion with what if black takes us. Here we play the move of e4. This knight can't come anywhere. I'm sorry, this knight can't come anywhere to the center of the board. Knight to g1 is pretty much the only move. If queen blocks, you copy them. Simple. So if knight goes back, here you play the move of d5, attacking the bishop. Here people generally play the move of queen to h5, and after a simple king to e7, we are winning. Asking how? Well, pretty simple. This queen over here is not doing any good for white. This bishop is hanging, so black has to move it back. And then you'll play moves like knight to f6, get the pawn back eventually, get the queen out, bring the rook to the center of the board, moves like g6 later on, after you capture the pawn, bishop over here, bring the rooks here to the e and d file, and walk your king all the way to the queen side where it will be safe for the rest of the game. This will be a general game plan in this variation. Let's go back to this position. If black does not take us and rather defends the pawn with d3, well, here we play knight to f6, developing your knight behind the pawn. Generally, black castles, and here you can play the move of bishop to c5. Soon, at some point, you will play the move of f4, just shutting the bishop down. Play d6, getting this current 4 of pawns, which is very strong, and play h5, get the knight back, g5, g4, bishop out, queen out, castle on the queen side, get both the rooks here, and play in the style of a King's Indian attack with massive kingside pawn storm. These positions are very unfamiliar for the white pieces because just think about this. If you're someone who plays the Italian, does this look familiar to you? Does this feel natural to you that you're having this armada of pawn coming to your board? It's not. Let's be honest. So yeah, this will give you good chances if you're playing with the black pieces because in general, white players don't have an idea on how to deal with this opening. Let's go back. The best move, however, in this position is the move of d4, immediately attacking the center. If white plays this, well, that definitely means white does know what they are doing. And here we have to take the pawn on d4. After knight takes, please, for the love of God, don't capture back. You can, it's not a bad move, however, the queen will just simply take, and actually there's no real way to get the queen out. So I recommend knight to f6. Just simply developing. If black takes this, this is a gambit. You want to develop. Just keep developing. B takes. This looks horrible, I admit. But mind it, we are playing these variations in short time controls like blitz and bullet chess, where having positional imbalance would benefit you because white is obviously going to be spending more time thinking because you know all this by heart already. Let's say if black takes you, well, great, d5. Now this bishop has to move. Let's say to bishop to d3, bishop to e7. Simply guarding the king. If black castles, we do the same. They get the bishop out. We play up with b5 with the rook, maybe later on, or moves like a5 and bishop here to trade the pieces is a choice. Slowly but surely, you will build up an attack on the king side using the open f, b, and e files to play your game. So that would be the game plan of the Rousseau Gambit, and with that we conclude our series. So, our discussion. This video is a bit short than my usual videos because I've been quite busy with my university work. So I do hope that you enjoyed the video. If so, please show your support by liking the video down below. Subscribe to the channel for more such videos. We are very close to 2,000 subscribers. It would mean a lot to hit 2,000 before the end of this year. So thank you so much for everyone who's been watching my videos and supporting my content. It means a lot to me. See you guys soon. Till then, stay on the 64 squares and beyond.